Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2 and Lesson 12 in the Success Brain Training. I'm your instructor, Fijeh Aadum. Today, you will take time to discover your limiting beliefs. Did you complete the exercise on identifying your unachieved goals? Was it uncomfortable? Good, because discomfort is a sign that you are doing something that can make a difference. Though you have begun the process of discovering your limiting beliefs, we are going to delve deeper into the topic in this lesson. How do you acquire a limiting belief? You see, limiting beliefs are pervasive in our lives. You probably are aware of many of them because limiting beliefs come from a variety of sources, right? Some of these sources might surprise you. And many of these sources are actually trying to help you. So don't blame them. They simply believe the wrong things too. Here are but a few of them. First, family. Most of our family mean well, right? Regardless, many of our limiting beliefs come from familial sources and our suggestibility to comments from our families, they can vary. Maybe your mom told you that you couldn't run track in high school because you're too heavy, and now you believe that you could never be a runner. Or maybe your dad said that no one in his family ever went to college, so you believe it's not a possibility for you. Or maybe you grew up in a lifestyle that was economically challenged, so you decided that being wealthy was impossible for you. How about friends? Much like our families, friends can do and say things that lead us to believe that we are less capable than we are. Now, keep in mind that many of our friends don't want to see others do a lot better than they themselves are doing, right? Also, people tend to unintentionally push their own limiting belief onto others, innocently. How about our teachers? Teachers can have a lot of influence over us. Especially when we are younger, they are almost like parents. Later, they are like our bosses. So teachers are people too. They don't have their own stuff together. So some of them are already pushing the challenges they have onto you. They are projecting it to you. Fourth is our own interpretation of events. In many ways, this is probably the real source of our limiting beliefs. I'll give you an instance. It's not really what your parents said to you. It is your interpretation of what they said to you. For example, if your parents said, you will never be able to get into college, you could believe that what they said is true, or you could believe they don't know what they are talking about. I can do it if I want to do it. Right? Also, anyone or anything that comes to mind. Other people, books, the internet, the news, movies, and more. We all have other opportunities to give us pause and doubt. Consider all the sources of information and opinion in your life. They all have the opportunity to steer you in the wrong direction. It was William Leon Phelps who said, if you develop the absolute sense of certainty that powerful beliefs provide, then you can get yourself to accomplish virtually anything, including those things that other people are certain are impossible. In discovering your limiting beliefs, guys, you need to realize that to change anything, you first must identify it. It's important to stay relevant because we all have tons of limiting beliefs. But the truth is that many of them are irrelevant. Only worry about the limiting beliefs that are going to have the greatest impact. Because when you've dealt with those, you can deal with the others. Remember that part of being successful is focusing on the most important issues in your life. So remember to keep that in mind as you go through the process of discovering your limiting beliefs. Now, what is that process? What do I recommend? 1. Make a list of the areas in your life where you feel challenged. If you have an area of your life that displeases you and you're not actively doing something to fix it, then it's a pretty good bet that you have a limiting belief. Otherwise, doesn't it make sense that you be doing something to rectify the situation? Your behavior is an indicator of your belief. Now consider how you are doing in the following areas. Let's see your finances. Are you feeling financial pressure in your life? Do you have all the things you need or really want? How much money do you have in your savings? Do you have the income you desire? Is that secure? If you're not where you are at in your finances and you're not doing anything about it, know there is a massive limiting belief holding you back. How about your relationships? Are your relationships satisfying? Consider your intimate relationship as well as your relationship with your family, friends, and co-workers. How about in your health? Are you taking good care of yourself? How is your weight? Do you go to the doctor regularly for checkups? Those are important things you ask with regards to your health. How about fun and adventure? Are you doing the things you really want to do? Do you dream of going to Europe but haven't been? Or do you want to learn to play the piano but you never have tried? Now look at any other aspects of your life in which you're experiencing dissatisfaction. Think about any other areas of your life where you are less than thrilled. If you're not pleased with your life, a limiting belief could be the cause. Secondly, identify the beliefs that are contributing to your challenges. So sit down and make a list of all your beliefs, good and bad, regarding the challenges you identified above, right, that we listed already. Don't attempt to filter them as positive or negative while doing this process. Just get them all listed as you brainstorm and examine them later. Here is a short example around money. Making over 100k a year is extremely hard. I'll never be wealthy. Rich people are dishonest. I'll never have enough money to have a nice house. If I'm rich, people will try to steal from me. My friends will treat me differently if I have a lot of money. Can you see why it will be difficult to make a lot of money if you believe these things? That was just an example. Thirdly, identify the beliefs that are holding you back. Think about which beliefs are having the greatest negative impact on your life. One way to do this is to consider how your behavior will change if that belief were eliminated from your life. So don't just guess which beliefs are the most damaging. Really examine it and consider the change that your life would experience if you weren't holding back, if you're not held back by that belief. Fourthly, put those negative beliefs in order. Start with the limiting belief that you feel is creating the most challenge in your life. Put them all in order from the belief having the greatest negative impact to the least. It makes sense to spend your time right where it's going to do the most good. So, prioritizing your time is always a valuable strategy. And now that you have a list of your limiting beliefs and have them in order, it's time to start dealing with them. But how can you tell if a limiting belief is false? Obviously, there are some things that are essentially impossible. A 50-year-old man that's never played basketball won't become a professional basketball player, for example. So some limiting beliefs are accurate and it will be silly to argue with them. However, most of our limiting beliefs are inaccurate. A limiting belief could be false if it has these characteristics. It's not based on experience. So if your belief isn't based on an actual personal experience, it's likely to be false. And to a large extent, you don't know what you can and can't do until you've tried. Many times, you might have to make 100 attempts or more to know the truth. Secondly, a limiting belief may be false if it's not based on a physical limitation. Just like our basketball example, there are things that we physically just can't do. For example, you can't lift a 50,000 pound weight over your head. You can't flap your arms and fly to the moon. So those are characteristics of limiting beliefs that are false. Now, the next lesson will teach you how to eliminate a limiting belief. And you'll be amazed by how much lighter and more capable you'll feel. Before we go, let's get started on the tips in this lesson. Choose one part of your life where you are facing the greatest challenges. Identify the limiting beliefs in that part of your life Rank them in order from most damaging to least. Then, determine if those beliefs are false. Don't forget to check out the website www.fijehaadum.com/training, where all the fun things happen and you have materials and resources that will support this course we are going through currently. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.